So this week we've had 2 weeks off, or a week off. So I want to, this topic was chosen by one of you guys. So anytime you want to pick a topic, I will do my best to speak on that. And it's in line with what we're doing and where we're going. So a note on the homework. So the homework was making a commitment and blocking time to work to build your life, to go in and spend time within your heart, to begin to open so that we can hear our high voice, our intuitive voice more and more, and so that we can become changed by our time spent in the divine, or in the universal love. So it's up to us to do that, to move our lives forward. And especially if we're really wanting to fulfill our highest and best potential while we're here on the earth, it takes a conscious choice and action on our part. And then life begins to respond to that commitment, and we begin to have much more clarity. We begin to see opportunities that present themselves to us. We hear the voice of the divine, of love, our higher consciousness speaking to us more and more and more, because we are more attuned, or more tuned in. So we are energy beings. Our life energy is affected by us, our environment, what we're thinking and feeling, our belief system all affects our life force. And when we can align and attune back into the divine life that we are flowing out of, the divine energy, then we begin to be more and more in the power of that life. So when we begin to look at our life and say, what would I like, the footprint I would like to leave on the earth, as far as what do I want to experience? What do I want to create? Who do I want to be? Who am I? How do I want to touch the planet, myself? How do I want to touch those in my life? Then when we ask those questions, then we create the time to receive those answers and to begin to move in a direction in our life. So we are the driving force behind the outflow of our life, and behind the expression of our life. And our human expression is our divine self in visible form. So it's us. And the more we begin to elevate, and the more we begin to see things how they really are, the more we begin to jettison things that impede our forward progress, then the more light and life begin to flow out of us into the space around us. And then we begin to expand our vision of ourselves and expand our vision of our potential. So the topic that we're going to look at is exactly that. So we are creation in human form. All right. And we are our unique expression of creation in human form. And we're not victims in our life, and we're not powerless, and we're not without the ability to create a change and create difference. It's knowing who and what we are. So anytime that we're feeling like a victim in our own life, or that we're not in control of our what is happening, we need to stop and look in the mirror, because in truth we are divinity in human form. And in looking into our life in that moment, and it's as simple as saying, because you're like, oh, we're not victims, I'm not saying that, it's as simple as saying, listening to our words. Anytime we're saying, that's for other people, not me, or I can't do that, or I never get opportunity, or that's not the opportunity I wanted, it went to somebody else. That's for the green people only and not for the purple people, and I'm purple, so it doesn't qualify me. I'm a female, and I'm gonna always be less than, or I'm gonna always get less salary. I could never do that because all of that, that person makes me feel less than. I need validation and approval from others. That places us in a, we seeing ourselves as less than and not powerful. We are seeing ourselves at that moment in the place of a victim, or in the place of not our divine self. And in that moment, we need to really look at why we're saying that and why we attach to that belief system. Because as we have learned in the class, and we learn in just our life expression, that all of our words spoken into our life by ourselves, and that we speak outwardly, all of them carry energy. So when we speak it, it goes out and performs. It goes out and performs. When we speak it out with emotion, those words are filled with that emotion, and it goes out and performs for us and pulls it back more of the same. So it is so important to challenge the beliefs that we've chosen to attach to subconsciously and even directly. We're taught from the time that we're born how to be by our parents, and by the community, and by school, and by church, and all of that. We receive without filtering oftentimes, and we get impressions of good, bad, male, female, like all of this, and we walk around with these creation tools in our toolbox without realizing that they're creating and coloring our life. And so when we challenge these beliefs that cause roadblocks, then we open ourselves to really beginning to attach to the belief of our divine life, our individual divine life. And some of these beliefs can have to do absolutely with healing, with worthiness. Am I worthy? With love, do I deserve to receive love? Am I able to give love? Am I depending on somebody else to give me love? When in actuality, first we experience love within ourselves, and then we give that love away and share it with others. And it's the same with worthiness. Am I worthy to have the best life possible? Am I worthy to have my dreams come true? And if we can't answer that wholeheartedly, then where did we get the concept of less than? Less than. It's not something somebody gave us. It's something we chose to believe. It's a perception we chose to attach to, innocently oftentimes, but because we chose it, we can change it. So it's not We're not here to suffer and to struggle. We're here to elevate up to a place that we can see the landscape of our life, to where we can see our each unique, powerful beauty of, this is who I am. This is the light that shines out of me. I love myself. I love myself unconditionally. I love my life. I love my body. I love life itself, right? We have to be able to be in that space and not giving, I'll live life when I get somebody to love me, or when I get the perfect job, then I will relax and begin to build a life for myself, like as if we're second. Like this is our life. It has nothing to do with our job. Like the job is an exciting way of expressing ourselves, right? So we are all of the beauty, the love, the compassion, the truth, the worthiness, the wholeness, the wellness. We are that already. We are peeling back the layers to expose that. And as we begin to receive that from within ourselves, we're removing any energy vibration that's pulling other things into our life. Then the beautiful life within us can well up, and we can then use that energy to create the life that you want to live. That's what we're supposed to do here, is look out there and say, wow, we all have a unique beating in our heart for something, right? To create something, to express in some way, to maybe it's art, maybe it's business, maybe it's parenting, whatever it is. We have this passion within us, and it will keep beating within us, waiting for expression. So how do we get the expression to come forward into our day-to-day life? We spend time with it. And where do we spend time with it? In the Sacred Heart. We spend time with it in quietness. We close our eyes and spend time going in, because we're not confronted with and stimulated with and distracted by the environment that we're in, and the room we're sitting in, or our whatever it is that we're seeing with our eyes. Because when we see something, we interpret it and our brain is working. But when we close our eyes, we can shut all of that out, and we can begin to explore that exciting adventure that we want to have within our heart, and the exciting expression of our life. And along the way, we will be challenged with these concepts and beliefs that we've attached to through life experiences, through teaching, and through our parents, etc. We choose a certain perception about ourselves and our place in the world as we go along the way. That's what two people can see the same event happen, and they will describe it to you in two different ways, almost completely different sometimes. That's how different we are. That's how different we are. So learning and understanding that we're not victims, we're not here to get by, and we're not here waiting for somebody to love us or something good to happen or an opportunity to find us. We're here to generate, to fully possess the divine life that resides within each one of us, to fully live in that energy and allow it to unfold, and allow it to evolve us away from where we are and into somewhere better or different, right? So the reason for coming to these classes and growing and challenging the tools in our toolbox that we're using to live life. Um, the reason we're doing all of this is to walk in the fullness, come more and more into the fullness of what's here for us, and begin to use the power that we were given in our creation. And it is the power to create. We are created beings. We have the power to create. If we think we don't, that would be the first roadblock to get out of the way, because you are creating your life moment by moment right now. You are creating your life through your thoughts, through your perceptions, through your emotions. That's what's creating your life. Through your habits, that's what's happening. And you're not trying to attach to something different from you. You're trying to really become aware of the life and light and power within you, and begin to use that to create the life, the life that, the life potential that you possess. And along the way, the people, the things that are in opposition to that will just drift away. They'll drift away, and new people will come, right? New opportunities will come. Like we always sense that we want to see the end game. I want to see that it's going to be like fabulous before I'm willing to like let go of anything in my life right now. It's fabulous. I promise you, it's fabulous. It's more fabulous than where you are right now. And every day, and every time we go in and we surrender into love, and we allow the love to fill us and touch every cell in our body and evolve us and change us, we come out of that meditative time, that time of spending time in the high emotional attributes of the heart of love and compassion and gratitude. When we come out of that space, we come out changed, because we cannot go in to divine life, to universal love, and to float in that sea and not be changed. It is impossible. So we are changed energetically. We are more aligned, we are more tuned up, we as we come back into our daily life, we become more aware of how we are being in the world. We become more aware of our emotions and what is causing them. We become more aware of the beating desire within our heart for something more, for something else. And when we begin to really fall in love with who and what we are completely, and we begin to trust that life that resides within us to lead us and guide us all along the way, the next steps. Like, we don't have to see the end. If you saw the end, you would just go through works and service to put yourself there. You would miss out on the serendipitous relationship. You'd miss out on the exciting, magical ways that divine love and life brings things to you, right? By wanting to know everything and control everything, we really limit the expression and free expression of beauty and wonder and magic in our lives. It's like we're freeing ourselves from all the old garments so that we can show up in our fairy clothes, fairy tale clothes, with our magic wand, and begin to live in a space of love and peace, wholeness, joy, magical moments, opportunities. We really begin to make a difference with our energy in the world around us. And when we've come home to ourselves, and we know who we are, and we know what we are, and how we serve, and then that energy connects with other like energy, and we begin to form a blanket in our home, in our community. We don't have to go out and touch people. We're generating, and that energy is connecting with like energy, just like it is now in our lives, right? And that like energy spreads out over our neighborhoods and our cities and eventually around the world, and begins to elevate humanity all over the world. This is why we make the commitment and we make the time, because we're the most important. And allowing ourselves to arrive at a place of truly generating 24/7 love and light out of ourselves, and living in the magic of knowing who and what we are, then we begin to truly make a difference. Truly make a difference. And everything we do in service, everything we do in our working and in our personal relationships is guided and infused with this divine universal life that we all are. And as we get a hold of that, then there's no limit. There's no limit. Anytime we're feeling limited, we're less than divine. And we need to check in and go, how can I be limitless? Oftentimes it's shifting perspective, just a tick. It's like dialing a knob. Shift the perspective, one tick to the left or the right. So that is my message today. Unmute if you'd like to comment.
I feel like even my amateur efforts are changing my energy. So each time I can get through the meditation, I work really hard, I feel really good, I always feel different and changed afterwards. The more knowledge I get, I take a lesson, I learn more. It definitely leaves something behind different. So even I think I'm really super good at it, but I'm working at it. And I always feel like I'm getting somewhere and I have been changed by actually taking that effort. So it feels very good.
Great.
And I'm highly motivated because I want to get to the new goal place.
So yeah, we're all on an individual journey together. And some days, I don't care how many times you go to your chair or your mat or wherever you're going to go and reflect. You're going to go and reflect. Some days are going to be tougher than others, right? And that's the discipline. Sometimes those are the days that, you really win. Is when you're like, yeah, I'm sitting here and tuning in, honestly. And, this teaching that I just re-listened to, meditation is becoming familiar with. And so you're becoming familiar with you and how you are being, and then becoming familiar with who you are in your soul. So it's becoming familiar with you. It's not a struggle and strive to connect with something outside of yourself. It's quieting down to connect with inside of yourself and really open to who and what you are. I mean, that's meditation. It's not how you sit. It's not, this song or that song or this method or that method. We go in to become familiar with us, to tune in, and to begin to allow ourselves to be brought forward and birthed out. and we begin to really start to chase after the fullness and expression of that power that we are. Because we're supposed to be creating beauty, light, life, and truth all around us, not through um, controlling things, but through being. Through being. A flower comes up, it pops open, it's gorgeous, it's being, and we're loving, right? We're like, wow, that's amazing, right? Food, we eat it, we're like, oh, this is the best fruit or vegetable or meat or whatever. That thing is being itself, and we're enjoying it, right? So I feel like we need to make the effort. You're never going to have enough time. You're never going to be in a place where, because if we're not doing it, nothing that happens in our life is going to make us, right? If we don't have the desire to find out more, nothing's going to make us have the desire. Situations in life make us want things to change. That's different from a desire to grow and know yourself and know your divinity. That's a desire that things be different than they are, right? That is the difference in that. But really, what is my full expression? What is possible with my potential while I'm here? How can I see things how they really are? I want to change the world with my life, how I'm being, because that is constant and is going out all the time, radiating out.
To me, the message tonight is just a very, very potent reminder of why it is that we do what we're doing. And you said it in a different way, and it resonates. So
good. Well, I'll be saying it a bunch of different ways.
we need different ways. I mean, we just not that you become complacent, but it's just important to hear it in different ways at different times, because we're all going through different things. So yes. That's my 2 cents.
That's your 2 cents. Is beautiful. And this group is super important to all of us, because we connect virtually, physically once a week, but energetically we're connected all the time because we've chosen to share the space, right? So we come together as family, we come together to share our growth process with each other and share, you look at my life, share our life and at how it's unfolding, and we all learn and grow. So this group is family to me, all of you in your own unique and special ways. And so welcome to the new one. We welcome you with open heart. You're welcome anytime to our group. Now your group. So we will do a short meditation to go into our heart and be in the get into the high level emotion, and be in that love. And while we're in there, just allow that, surrender into the love a little bit more, with the intention that it will change your life. It will change your life for the better. It's always for the better. Even if we have a fabulous life, it can always get better. So I'm going to mute you all.